starting to realize maybe I should plan this a bit more ahead of time. But welcome back to everyone to Pokemon Crystal Clear. It is time to face Sabrina, and something I kind of realized I was going over my leader clear list. I think in order to try to make it so that not each part is going to be just me fighting one leader and then pretty much flying over to the next place, I'm gonna just try to get us to walk a little more to each area instead of just doing fast transport. But unfortunately, I don't know if that'll work for this part, but after this part, when we clear the gym leader after this, I know for a fact I'll at least be able to get like maybe 1 or 2 parts in. But either which way, after much deliberation, let us begin. So I'm trying to figure out who I want to start with. I still think Caspar is probably my best choice in this situation. I kind of thought like Gamma might be a good. Actually, no. Maybe I should start with Gamma or one of the others. Nah, let's just start with Caspar, see if we can try to sweep. Alright. Espeon, though. Did she have an Espeon? Like, she probably did. It's a problem, even though Gold and Silver, admittedly not Crystal, because I think I skipped that game when I was young. I don't remember much. Oh wow, that Casper went down a lot quicker than I thought he would. I was kind of hoping he would at least get 1 down. Shoot. I actually don't know who would be my fastest, so we're gonna send him along. Okay, of course it's a crit. Ooh, is this gonna show my luck for getting critted every turn? Mr. Mime. I do appreciate the diversity in psychic types, at least. See if I can get her paralysis off. What's the shot? No, dragon types, I believe, were special. Right? Hoping. Also, you can tell I'm really hoping for paralysis, even though I probably really shouldn't be that worried about a Mr. Mime. Especially because it seems that Mr. Mime just knows Double Slap and not Psychic. Which is weird, but alright. You do you, Sabrina. And I'm gonna imagine, obviously, she's gonna have Alakazam. I can't imagine that she would have Kadabra at this point. Yeah, there you go. Try to keep Kasai in, try to get his chip damage in if I can. I'm faster, wow. Am I just overthinking that Alakazam's really fast? Guys, oh my goodness. Every move's been a crit so far, I feel like. Actually, that's not true. The double slaps weren't. Come on, Gamma. Put that steel typing to use. I'll take it. Well, we got the Marsh badge. I'm realizing now, though, I really should have put the layouts ahead of time. That's Psych? Yeah, that should be Psychic. Yeah! No Mr. Psychic, though, sounds like. My goodness, am I tired of being tired. I go to edit the overlay, and I almost fell asleep because I'm so exhausted. Alright. Oh no, I gotta figure out how to get out of here now. Ah, easier. There we go. Let me just make sure everything is still... It is! Alright. Should I get a call? Really? 6 badges earns you to right to have access to the fishing rods? That's odd. Alright. Actually, wait, I'm curious. Really? What's his purpose now? So you get 2 TM29s for free. Nice. I'm probably gonna put one on Gengar. Problem is, I believe Slowpoke learns Psychic naturally. It's only a matter of whether or not I feel like I should teach to him early. Yeah, I'm debating on it. What is Caspar's moveset again? That's a tough one. Because I always make, whenever I use a Gengar, I usually give them a pretty varied moveset, so that way they can sweep pretty well. But I also don't know what to expect for endgame. Because if memory serves, when I did research way back when I first was still figuring if I wanted to let's play this, I remember seeing that the Elite Four are apparently not the same Elite Four that are in original Crystal. Same goes for Champions, so I don't actually know what to expect. So for all I know, having him know Psychic might not be a bad idea. Okay, let me think about this. So I have one Psychic type, really. What do I have that's easily fighting? Fighting and poison really is only 2 things. So for fighting types, we really only have one Pokemon to use against. Poison, technically have we have 3-ish. Although it's Gen 2, so most poison types are either Ghost or Bug in the case of Beedrill. Or they're just generic poison types that are Sing monotyped. But what are the odds of me facing a monotyped? There's also grass types. Most a lot of grass types are poison type as a secondary, and I could just use Kasai for that anyway. Also, what are the odds of me? I mean, Hypnosis is good, but I usually use Gamma. I'm going to be using Gamma for status afflictions, really. I mean, Curse. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of Curse. Alright. My next one, though, is going to end up being Surge. Although I feel like I should level up my Pillow Swine. Or Swine up. Bleh, into Pillow Swine. Now my only question is... I know the feeling. Yeah, I should probably put the XP share on him. Problem is, this Swinub doesn't actually know any ground type moves, so I can't really effectively use them. Leftovers? Oh, it was a berry. Wow. Wait a minute. The Shadow Ball, I really should have probably looked this up. Probably would have been a good idea. I don't actually remember the types, what they were before the physical special split. Also, if I plan on chaining Oolong, I should probably... Who has the, I think it's Slowpoke. Yeah, you have the XP share. I need to take that. Because you're not going to be that useful against Surge. Okay, they were physical. Okay, well I feel a little stupid now. Pretty sure I even kind of was like, oh hey, did they fix Shadow Ball? Cause they're, yeah. Oh goodness. Oh, does everyone have a berry on their Pokemon? Well, that stinks. There's a lot less trainers on here than I would have thought. I think it's because I played too many Gen 1 games in the past couple months, or well, I guess I should say past year, because that was I would say like January through June I was replaying all the Pokemon Gen 1 games so I could get a team for Pokemon Stadium 1 and so my memory is entirely incorrect because I'm thinking of red, blue, and yellow. Hello. Why is this? Okay. Might be worthwhile to train a little bit here. Song is in dire need of a evolution, evolving right now. Good talk. How did I change music again? Probably by the music button. I forgot that Black and White actually had pretty good music. I mean, we only have Kanto leaders left for what I have planned. Look at that. Go away, Noctowl. Pretty sure you can't even be a level 16. Oh, to be honest, I don't actually know, because I never actually raised a Hoot Hoot. I almost called it Hoot Hoot, which is a bad problem I had when I first started playing Pokemon. I would always call it Hoot Hoot, even though it's Hoot Hoot. Well, that doesn't work. I never really noticed that almost all of my team is weak to fire. No, if I do plan on doing latter half of gym leaders, that's gonna be a problem. I have Blaine set as my 4th last. That could be a problem. I might have to swap that one around. Also, really? Oh, Heracross, please be faster. Thank you. Why'd I use takedown? Ugh. Unnecessary recoil damage. Ugh. This is a really good remix, though. Honestly, I feel like they did a good job on all of them, to be honest. The only one I still am a little confused on is the Pokemon Go one. But maybe that's because I played like maybe at most a couple days worth of Pokemon Go. Which is funny because I've devoted so much time to Pokemon Masters in the recent couple days. Which reminds me, I gotta eventually get done the rock training events. Even if Pokemon Masters has a lot of problems, some I'm not really happy about. I've talked about it with some friends on Discord, and our biggest point about it that's just really bad is just how much gems it takes to just be able to do one summon compared to also how much it takes to do a multi-summon. It's just so much work. It's for gems too. It needs a lot of improvement, but I hate how people are like, oh well, we just play Fire Emblem Heroes. Like Fire Emblem Heroes isn't like pitch perfect as well, guys. Ooh. My brain game skipped a frame for a sec there. But no, it's like Fire Emblem Heroes isn't perfect. It never was, and honestly, it was awful, I feel like, at launch, just like Pokemon Masters is, which kind of annoys me when people just automatically start hating it with, like, guys, Fire Emblem Heroes was just as bad at the beginning, too. They just took a while to get it fixed, in a quote-unquote. Alright, nothing up here. Yeah, I keep skipping frames. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do some detours a little bit. This should be the fishing guy's house. Oh, it's the old rod. What? That can't be right. What, do I have to visit them in like a specific order, and that's how you get them? Alright. Fair enough. But going back on Pokemon Masters, the problem with gems it has, admittedly, I think the combat, the way to play, actual gameplay itself, you gotta get used to a little bit. It does feel a bit of a grind fest. Well, it's not, doesn't feel like a bit of a grind fest. It is a grind fest, which is one of its main problems. I also just feel like, unlike Fire Emblem Heroes, where there's so many characters you can pull from all the games that have happened, I feel like there's just a lot less characters you can pick from in the Pokemon universe, especially if they're going to be doing only from the games. Like, I don't think we're ever going to get any, like, anime-only characters in Pokemon Masters, which, if they do that, I'm actually interested in seeing what they do. But, I don't know, I'm willing to see where they go, but we also just got to get just characters in outright, because we have, what, 2 new characters since launch, which has been Blue and, oh god, what was her name? But the female character from Heart Gold Soul Silver, I don't remember what her official name was. I want to say Lyra, or is it Lyra? Because wasn't Chris the crystal one, and then it was, I don't know. I never paid attention too much to the official names of the main characters too much. But, like, that's it. We have 2. And it's been, admittedly, it has been a few weeks. I don't remember how much it was for Fire Emblem Heroes, since everyone compares the 2, including myself, apparently, in this context. So I'm hoping we'll have, around Halloween or Christmas time, they'll add, like, hey, here's 3 or 4, even 5. Just give us characters in, like, little cute outfits. Like, I would very much appreciate that. It just, the game needs a lot right now with how bare bones and dry it is. And I feel like it would help itself out a lot. Not even mentioning the need to continue the actual quote-unquote story of the game, since the main story is not done, which I don't. That's also my problem because I'm trying to remember a lot of how Fire Emblem Heroes was when it first started out, which I did play when it first came out, and I really haven't really touched it probably in a couple months, just because I have friends who hoard gems for it, and I'm just like, guys, I have so little time on my hand. I can't get invested in so many different gacha games. I'm not going back on that. I remember at the end of high school, I got invested, and it was the Love Live one, which was like a rhythm game. I got invested in that way too much. There was one more, I can't remember what it was though. I'd like to say Summoner Wars? Something Summoner? I think that was the other gacha one I got really invested in. It was one of the, it was something like that. It was like Summoner Wars or Summoner Legacy, I don't remember. I remember playing it, I think, once again when it just first came out, or at least when it was not this popular. And I remember by the end of high school, like, everyone was playing it, and I was one of those guys who was like, oh, well, everyone's playing it, I don't want to do it no more. Oh goodness, I wasn't paying attention to the battle. No! Do it only twice, do it oh, of course you would get a crit, too. That would have been nice EXP, too. Any other things I could really think of that Pokemon Masters really needs? It needs more characters, needs more ways to get gems. Can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. I think the gameplay is interesting enough to where you don't have to worry that much. I do wish, admittedly, I do kind of wish there were more, it is going to sound silly. I wish there were more little emotes you can do in co-op battles. Because there have been times where I just want to say, like, hey, good job, even though I guess nice is that. I know I had an idea for what emotes I would have recommended to put in the game, but now I can't think off the top of my head. Darn, that stinks. I did have some ideas. But I think otherwise than that, I can't really think of anything too egregious that's in the game right now. Alright, I don't even know how long I've been recording. I think the Sabrina battle was like 5 minutes. Let's head back there quick. All for the love of it. Oh, one thing I actually now I just thought about. One thing I always thought was weird is, why can't you evolve every Pokemon? Now, a few of my friends, once again on Discord, were talking about how evolving is a pain in the butt past the second evolution, because how hard it is to get the little evolution gems. Once again, pointing out that there needs to be more ways to get both gems and money, or not money, coins, because it's just annoying to unlock stuff later on. But once you get past the second evolution, or when you get to the second evolution, it's awful to get the I would just want to say tier 2 evolution gems, because I can't really think I don't really remember what names they are, if they have a given name. But that would be something I would like fixed, is both having more Pokemon evolve. Like, why do I battle, like, Blaine, for instance, and he has a Rapidash, but if you get him, you can only have a Ponyta? I don't know. It's just one of those things where I would like to see their Pokemon all fully evolved, but not all of them do, and it's a little depressing in that regard. I don't know, I'd just like to see them all fully evolved. It'd be nice. But maybe they're planning on saving it, so like you'll have like a future alt of a certain character, and they'll have the fully evolved Pokemon. Although I feel like that would be a bit of a... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like that'd be a bit cheat. I feel like that'd be cheating for alts. Like, yeah, you'd probably have them having a cute outfit. Don't get me wrong. But why would they have the fully evolved Pokemon when in their original, or the first introduction of them, they didn't? They couldn't fully evolve it. I think the one thing I also don't like is, I like how now I'm starting to think of all the things I don't like about it, is the ranking up. So obviously, once again, calling back to Fire Emblem Heroes, you could merge two of the same heroes of the same rank to rank them up to, say, a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star from whatever rank they were below it. And it takes a lot to get the one person to rank up. And to my knowledge, I haven't seen anyone talk about it. Where what you have to do is you have to get these little cards that are just like, hey, give your trainer, whoever you're trying to rank up, this point, and they get 1 point. And from what I've noticed, you got to get 20 points to rank them up. Now, I haven't obviously confirmed this because I've gotten like 5 in the hours I've spent playing, and they haven't even been the same like rank to get them to star up. I've gotten like maybe a couple 3 stars, 2 5 stars, like 3 stars, and like a couple 4, and like 1 4-star. And how do you get them? Well, you get them from doing events. So the 5-star ones were from doing all of Blue's events, and then getting the little vouchers to then exchange. Which I kind of like the exchange system a little bit, but it's literally just buying with in-game currency. But the problem is the other way to get them is by maxing out the pulls you get from trainers. So what I mean by that is if you pull, and I'll use the instance of how I've been getting them, if I pull one Roxanne and I pull another, that second Roxanne buffs up my first one by making her sync move, I believe, stronger. Although I haven't really noticed it admittedly because Roxanne's a support trainer. But after you get to 5, you then get a card of them, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because that requires you to pull more in order to buff your already currently existing trainers, and I really feel like that's a little messed up for me, because you need to first get the 5 to raise the sync move to max, then you need to pull more of them, and you also need to pull them like 20 times because, well, not necessarily 20 times because there's obviously events, but you need to keep pulling them to get more cards to further increase their rank, which I know it's at least 20. You need at least 20 cards to rank them up, supposedly. It looks a little messed up to me because of how hard it is to get gems, and then it's just like, oh, well, why do that when I can just spend money? And then that just goes downhill from there. But I guess that kind of just goes in line with how I feel like we need to have easier ways to get gems as it is right now. Ah, looked away for a second. I just kept pressing confirm. Too many Pikachus. What? What does it say? I wasn't able to do anything for a sec there. I think I'm gonna cut it here, everyone. Next time, I'm gonna see about getting Oolong evolved. It's probably my first goal right now is to get that. And then I'm gonna figure out whether or not I could probably take on Surge right away. Looks like from my little list I had here for levels, looks like Surge is about level 35. I guess at this point I could probably just remove the context of this being even remotely blind, since I already made a list to remind myself of everything. But until then, everyone, I'll see you next time. Till then.